Once upon a time, there was no need to save progress, as most games either weren't long enough or just loop from stage to stage, getting progressively harder. In that regard, the heart of early games was just to have fun. As game developers became ambitious and technology became more advanced, so too did methods of game saving. In order to keep all things right in the gaming universe, methods of saving became not only prevalent, but also mandatory. Being able to continue where you left off in your favorite game made things that much more enjoyable. Gamers rejoice, as their games could now remember your place. This is the history and evolution of game saves. Welcome to Old School Roots, where we dissect retro games and gaming subjects. A show that's half fact, half nostalgia, and all gaming. Join us as we take a trip back to the golden era of gaming. This is Old School Roots. A saved game is a piece of digitally stored information about the progress of a player in a video game. From the earliest games in the 1970s onward, game platform hardware and memory improved, which led to bigger and more complex computer games, which, in turn, tended to take more time to play from start to finish. This naturally led to the need for ways of storing game progress, in the event of a player character's death or the need to continue later. In early video games, there was no need for saving, since the games usually had no actual plot to develop and were generally very short in length. The relative complexity and inconvenience of storing game state information on early home computers meant that initially, game saves were represented as passwords that players could write down and later input to the game when resuming. Home computers in the early 1980s had the advantage of using external media for saving, such as compact cassettes and floppy disk, before finally using internal hard drives. On later cartridge-based console games such as Kirby's Adventure and The Legend of Zelda, save games were stored in battery-backed RAM on the cartridge itself. In recent consoles which use disc-based or digital media, save games are stored in other ways, such as by use of a memory card or internal hard drives on the game's machine itself. In more recent endeavors, cloud-based game saves are becoming standard. As mentioned before, early games had neither the design nor technical ability to be saved. Furthermore, the need for game saving in the early stages seemed unnecessary. Games like Donkey Kong, the original Mario Bros., and Castlevania either looped or simply got harder. In many cases, these games had mere hours of gameplay, which made them beatable in one sitting. Although games were very difficult during the early years, gamers used perseverance to overcome these obstacles. Frustration set in, and a player might toss a controller or two. But skills were developed along with timing and patience. As games got bigger in scope, developers realized that it would take more than one sitting in order to beat a game. So save codes came into the picture. Now games like Mega Man, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out!, or Metroid, which could be played in one sitting, but sometimes lasted a few days, could be saved for play at a later date. With the advent of the PlayStation 1, Sega Saturn, and the N64, the need soon arose to switch mediums. With CD-based gaming quickly becoming popular, the industry relied upon small memory cards sold separately, but could save a game more precisely and with less effort. The memory card also afforded the gamer to now take game information with him or her to a friend's house and continue playing there. On the other hand, the problem with early memory cards boiled down to storage capacity. They held mere megabytes of information, which by today's standards is laughable. Stepping into the era of the Xbox, PlayStation 2, and the GameCube, memory cards were still used, but internal hard drives were introduced. This gave the player the option of more available memory while still being able to choose what game saves they could put on a memory card. Game saves at this point were more advanced than they had ever been, affording players with quite a few options.
Xbox 360, now from $129.99.
The Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 upped the ante by sporting internal hard drives at launch, with both systems having methods of increasing internal memory should the gamer choose to. The Xbox 360 offered the easiest method of the two when changing or upgrading memory by simply allowing the player to press a button and detaching the hard drive. The evolution of saving one's progress took numerous forms over the years, but was a necessary evil. In the early days, gamers had to endure whatever lives or continues a particular game afforded them. When game save methods and codes came about, people could better manage their free time with games, as one could stop and be assured to come back later and finish the game with better confidence. Some have argued that in its evolution, game saves have made gaming too easy. In some cases, game saves have been used to entice what some would call casual gamers into the world of gaming. In other cases, developing multiple methods of saving opened up the market for all types of third-party contraptions. It would be very hard to imagine playing games like Fallout 3 or 4 with only one life, limited continues, and no save options. The scale and size of most games these days simply couldn't afford the same experience if they did not include a save option. Many gamers are adults now and have to manage their gaming time wisely. In this respect, save options are crucial. However, some game save methods make things entirely too easy for any gamer type. Games such as BioShock post almost no punitive actions for dying, and saves games automatically and quite frequently. One could argue that current game save methods are something you can live with, but can't live without. In any case, some gamers can look back and remember fondly a time when playing games meant an all-day outing. Thanks to the evolution of saving progress, one can comfortably remember your place. That's it for this episode of Old School Rules. Join us here at Gaming So Spectacular next time as we take a nostalgic look back at Chrono Trigger. Thanks for watching, everybody. And as usual, if you can't be good at it. Peace. Hey everyone, if you like this episode, check out more episodes on Gaming So Spectacular and be back here every other week for more episodes of Old School Rules.